Hello and welcome to Lansdowne Roar, the voice of the fans. David Dunn here, joined by Martin Prendergast for this very special episode, this break glass emergency episode of Lansdowne Roar, where we're going to be talking about the Ireland backroom team that has just been announced. And in fact, Martin, was announced literally literally after we had wrapped up our episode earlier on. So if you have watched the previous episode, which is about Keno lashing the FAI, this is a bonus track. Mark, how are you? How are you getting on in this ungodly heat in London? It was 33 degrees today and absolutely killing me.
Yeah, no, it's been a difficult day in London today because very, very hot, isn't it? And
Yes.
yeah, but then and
Three
this
showers
news
today.
that we were waiting on for a long time, and we speculated this morning on our early podcast. Why don't we know what's going on?
And there you have it.
Then the news broke. The news I'm very happy with, to be honest. I'm quite happy with a lot of it, and yeah, great to see. I'm actually really happy to see. There I am, me and John O'Shea, for the kind of audio listeners. There's a photo of that. Should have been the dream team. I didn't get a call today from Mark Canham. Very disappointed. I'm not part of the backroom staff, and I will just continue to be an Irish supporter until my day comes, and it will come, Dave.
Jesus.
There was a phrase I was going to use then, but I won't. It's a bit too
no. We don't want to get kicked off of YouTube. Speaking of which, actually, before we get into it, I should do my shameless bit of plugging, and that is scan the QR code, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter. And if you wouldn't mind giving us a cheeky little subscribe on the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching the video earlier on. We've got a whole host of new subscribers, so big welcome to those. We will, by the way, going to say it now. We're going to be live Wednesday, 9:30, because we want to let the dust settle on this a little bit. We want to. I think there's a few other bits and pieces to be added to the backroom team that we're going to talk about in a few minutes. And we're going to get your opinion, and we want to hear from you. Wednesday, 9:30, we're going to be on the Facebook page, the Lansdowne Road Facebook page. We're going to be on the YouTube channel. We're going to be on three Twitter channels. Lansdowne Road, Lansdowne Roar, and Republic of Ireland Player Tracker. Well, I hope we are, Connor, anyway. He's in America. You can't stop me. Well, actually, you can. But we're going to be on those three Twitter channels: Republic of Ireland Player Tracker, Lansdowne Roar, Lansdowne Road, Facebook, Lansdowne Road, and the YouTube channel. So wherever you watch your live streaming, come join us, 9:30, Martin and myself, and we want to get your take on this squad. We want to get your take on Lee Carsley. We want to talk about the match in September, or even whatever you want to talk about. We'll talk about it. But we are live Wednesday, 9:30. Do check it out because we are the voice of the fans. And and also lansdowneroar.ie. Cheeky little plug for the website if you want a bit of opinion. Right, Martin, let's get into it. It was announced today by the FAI, the ADR, John O'Shea.
Paddy McCarthy.
And who's the other fellow? And what?
Paddy McCarthy.
Paddy McCarthy. Just making sure you're paying attention, Martin. Just making sure you're paying attention. Yeah, he's also going to stay in his role at Crystal Palace, apparently. Just saying. But here's the email that the FAI have released. They released today at approximately, let me get time for you, 2 minutes past 12, which is just after I think the episode went up.
You released, yeah.
Yeah. I was still, I was having issues with uploading it, and when I was like, oh, for Christ's sake. But anyway, so they released this email, so I'm just going to read from the email here. Yes, so John O'Shea returns to the men's national team coaching staff as assistant head coach. Paddy McCarthy also returns, remaining in his role at Crystal Palace. Gudmundur Hreidarsson comes in as assistant coach, responsible for goalkeeping. Who's the goalkeeper? Dean Kiley was the goalkeeping coach, wasn't he?
No, Rene Gilmartin was the last one that John O'Shea.
Sorry, yeah. Jesus, finger on the pulse, man. Look at that.
Great reputation Rene has as well. So yeah, I think probably something contractually there, but I think I think it's nice that there's a Icelandic link.
Yeah, he's got.
Basically,
I think that was obviously the compromise, I'd imagine. Yeah, so he's confirmed his coach. Sorry, it has all these headings on it. Then it goes on. It's all like in the bold. And has Republic of Ireland head coach Heimer Helgerson has confirmed his coaching and performance team for the UEFA Nations League and FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifying campaigns. John O'Shea will return to Ireland men's coaching setup, having stepped in as interim head coach. Yada yada yada. And yeah, I think really it tells you what they're doing, and then they sort of they embellish that, I suppose. That's the modern world, Martin, of journalism.
Yeah.
Head of athletic performance, Damien Doyle. I should have made notes, really, shouldn't I? See, I got cocky, Martin. That was the problem. I got too cocky. Head of athletic performance, Damien Doyle will remain in his role, whilst the team's performance analyst will be recruited in the coming month. This is what the manager had to say. I'm delighted to secure the services of John and Paddy for the coaching team and welcome Goodemunder. I hope I'm saying it right. Sounds like
Hey. I was so happy when I saw him being appointed. I was thinking, I can't wait to get on. I mean, that's why I suggested we do this pod, to be honest. I wanted to see you with the name.
And hear me. The
You've
excellence
done really
of elocution.
You've nailed it.
Yes, thank you very much. It was an absolute priority for me to bring John into the staff. Barney just gone 3-1 up there. And is it a goal for Dara O'Shea? Hold on. Martin, breaking news.
Look at you, Jim White.
I'm telling you now. Yeah, I got my mobile phone.
Yeah.
There we go. Header. Oh, God. Goalkeeper. It wasn't really great there, but lovely header. Maybe because it's a slow motion.
Right.
I don't know. Goalie should be doing a bit better. It's hardly a bullet header, but there you go. Dara O'Shea gets off the mark there, and Burnley has 3-1
technically O Big live.
It is, and actually, well, no, I'll talk about I Big later on. That is making a comeback. We'll wait till the end. But yeah, he goes on. Sorry about that, folks. He said it was an absolute priority for me to bring John into the staff when I joined the association. I travelled down to Waterford at the first opportunity to sit down with him and discuss the role. So, we reported on that before. Well, we didn't report. We just copied what people had reported. And there we go. He did drive down to Waterford. It became clear we're very much aligned in our ideas for what the future should look like. And it's fantastic he's agreed to be the assistant head coach. Paddy has also agreed to continue his work with the team, and the wealth of experience he brings will continue to be invaluable to the team. Goodemunder has been an important part of my coaching staff throughout my career, and I'm delighted he can join me once again in Ireland. I think that is good. I think that's a very good move for him. Work has also begun with our focus fully on the matches against England and Greece in September. This is what John O'Shea had to say about it. Everybody knows the passion and commitment to the Irish national team I have had throughout my playing and now coaching career. So it was great when Heimer approached me to be part of this coaching setup. Since I sat down with Heimer and talked about the plans for the team and what he saw from me in the setup, I was delighted to accept the role for the next 2 campaigns and continue my work with the team ahead of huge, easy for me to say, fixtures for the group. It was important to have some continuity for Heimer with the players, and myself and Paddy will be able to provide that and support in the role. We won't talk about what Callum said just yet because I'm kind of tired of hearing me speak. So, Martin, have you got the buntings out as you wipe the sweat from your brow?
Yeah, I'm just sweating. I can't believe you got through that. Well done. Very relieved for you.
Thank you.
Guys, sports news. Can't wait. I'm really happy with it. I'm one of those who have not tarred John O'Shea with the Stephen Kenny era brush, and that probably is hands up. I've always been a big fan of John O'Shea. Obviously, Man United link, and anytime I interacted with him, absolute gentleman. And I think he did very well with under 21s. He's learning as a coach. I think you can put the medals on the table with John O'Shea. He's the most highly respected Irish footballer. I've never heard anyone have a kind of bad word to say about him. And yeah, he's a nice guy. And I know that nice guys, that's not what it's about. But I think he will have the respect of the group and that continuity link with kind of understanding kind of the Irish setup and passion. I mean, that's the Niall Quinn kind of buzzword when Steve Staunton, God, I'm not jinxing this, am I? But when he got back in the role that time, I think John O'Shea's a bit more serious as a coach and will help Heimer and the rest of the coaching staff. I think it's aligned with the FAI's view and vision as the pathway. I like it that it's for the next 2 campaigns, assuming all goes well. And I think that will be the long-term development plan. They've seen it at other associations doing it. England are kind of doing it a little bit now with the interim thing. I know that Lee Carsey is speculation that he'll get that job, and we spoke about that on an earlier pod, so do give that a listen. But I think even the Welsh have done it over the years. They've brought in coaches underage level. We've been doing it as well. Sean St. Ledger's done it. Glenn Whelan's been involved in the past. So too John O'Shea, John
Mm.
Walters. It's important, I think, you have a link to the senior squad at every level. And I think John O'Shea is one of the most respected players to have ever put on the Ireland shirt. And I'm hoping he's going to deliver as a coach, and he'll be very serious. I think it would be great to see him as well, traveling around. He's going to be based in Ireland, I think, and England. He's got links, obviously, a house in Manchester or wherever it is. He's very well respected, well connected as well. So I think we're going to see good things ahead.
Yeah,
with
I
Ireland.
think it's a good blend. I think it's a good mix. You've got obviously Heimer is moving over. I'm not sure if Sidekick is moving over as well.
Go for it, Tom. Goodman.
Good Monday. I dare not do without reading it off the fucking email. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's moving over as well. Jesus, would the FAI have that in their budget? They had to pay for that. Christ, the price of rents in Dublin at the moment. But yeah, John O'Shea's already based there. He's a Waterford boy. He's back home, and I think it just gives credence. It's a nice blend. He's got a sidekick, Heimer, and he's got his confidant, his trusty ally. He hasn't really worked with John O'Shea before, but they seem to get on okay. But also, then you got that connection with the players as well, and the Irish legend. Let's call it what it is. He is an Irish legend, and I think that's very good. We've seen it before. Where the last foreign manager, Trapattoni, when Liam Brady left, I think the morale and communication suffered between the teams. Now, to be fair, Trapp's level of English was quite poor, and it was. Let's be honest. Heimer doesn't have that issue, but it's still nice to have that sort of, that Irish player there in with the Irish lads, and even the English-based players will know who John O'Shea is. They'll respect him as a player. As you say, you can put your medals on the table with him. He's playing literally every position at Manchester United all the way through.
Yeah. He's
So
played Champions League finals and things.
Champions
like
League winner.
He has delivered. He's delivered,
Yeah.
and he's played and things. So,
excellent player. Yeah, and no, it's fantastic. I think it's a very good blend, and I think they've got it right. And I think it's important. And yes, I hope there is continuity planned. Hopefully, Heimer's there for about a good 5-6 years, and then when he goes, because he's done such a brilliant job, or even 10 years, whatever period of time. If he's there for 10 years, it means he's done a fantastic job there. And then obviously John O'Shea steps in if he hasn't been pinched. And yeah, no, I think it's good, and I think it's all very positive. Let's have a listen to what FAI Director of Football, Mark Canham, has to say about this. Sure. I wonder how many words process will be mentioned in this, actually. FAI Director of Football, Mark Canham, said, "It's great that Heimer has been able to secure John, Paddy, and Goodmunder." God, I've got a complex now about that name. Thanks, Martin. To join that and
Heimer.
the fella playing for Luton there.
Oh, Benny.
Yeah, Benny. Yeah. He doesn't have a first name, just Benny. See, this is what I have to put up with. It's like, do you ever see the episode of The Simpsons where it's a very old one where Bart tries to get the cupcakes and Lisa's put the thing on it and the electric shock, and he's too stupid to realize, the hamster is my brother smarter than hamster, and he keeps getting shocked, and then Marge, like a few days later, asks him to get cupcakes, and he can't do it. He just falls to the floor. That's like me when I say Benny's name now. That's what you've done to me, Martin. We've got another goal for Burnley, but I don't think an Irish player has scored. Certainly not Josh Cullen. 4-1 up.
That's bad. That is.
You're just sore because he took the captaincy off him.
Yeah, that's a disgrace, by the way.
I mean, Scott Parker, he knows what's going on. He's got his hair nice and long now. He's giving it the L. Anyway, let's get back to it. Sorry, folks, we do take this seriously. So yeah, it's great that Heimer's been able to secure John, Paddy, and Goodmunder to join a new coaching setup for the next 2 campaigns. It was important for him to be able to have some continuity from the previous interim coaching setup, and important for the players to have that also. We're delighted we can support Heimer to bring together such an experienced and high-quality coaching staff, and we extend a warm welcome to Goodmunder to Ireland also. John, first joined the association in a coaching capacity as an assistant coach with the under-21s team in April 2020, and we're delighted he continues his coaching development with the association. One of the association's key aims is the development of Irish coaches, and it's great that John's involvement with Irish international football continues. The association and I would like to thank all staff that worked with the team during the March and June international windows. They displayed fantastic professionalism and commitment to the team in their roles. I'm a bit disappointed with that, actually. Not a single mention of process.
Yeah. And also I think they could have,
Hmm.
there was a few other coaches, like obviously Rennie Gilmartin and Glenn Whelan
Mm.
stepped up. I do have a theory on the coaching setup though. I think what they will do, and I think it could be quite clever, something I think that came in through circumstance with Stephen Kenny more than maybe design, is and probably budget allows this to happen as well. You bring in that extra coach when you need it. I think we will find a little circular. What they'll do, if I was them, if you want to create and use the process, you bring in Glenn Whelan for one camp, you bring in Paul McShane for another camp. You freshen it up that way by bringing a new coach with new ideas as a kind of support coach into it, into the whole idea. I think that's a good approach by using it. When you see it now, Dave, in this camp happening, and then you see it in March when it's someone different, you know that that's where they nicked the idea from me. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. But they do listen, to be fair. They do watch us. Watch everything we do.
And other people, I don't know if they subscribe. Does the official FAI channel, do they subscribe? We'll have to check that. But if
No,
you don't subscribe, listeners, make sure you do.
well, yes, you should. You should always subscribe to us on YouTube. We are trying to get past 1,000 mark here before the England game. We're going very nicely. Actually, we've got loads more viewers and listeners, which is fantastic. I did actually have a lovely chat with the guy that runs the FEI channel, the YouTube channel, not the official one. And yeah, he's a very nice guy. And he says he listens to the channel a lot. So a shout out to himself. I don't want to say the name just in case the person's name, because they like to keep stay anonymous. But had a lovely chat and nice guy. And yeah, I hope you're doing well. And yeah, he's a big fan of the pod, so which is very nice. Just kind of just randomly out of the blue. That's a nice thing to say.
I'm sure on his channel now he will give us a shout out.
Absolutely. well, he doesn't. He doesn't have a pod. He just. I don't think so. If you do, I'm sorry. I will listen to it. I barely have enough hours to do this pod. Never mind. Listen to other ones. But yeah. So there you go. That's the news on the coaching situation. So no Glenn Whelan and no Rennie Gilmartin. Glenn Whelan he's involved with the underage though, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe he was. Yeah, he has been in the past. So I think that's what you will see. And a lot of these guys are, they're just all qualified UEFA A, I think it is, and they'll be going away, and they the network of senior coaching is incredible. Like you get invites to kind of analyze training sessions at amazing establishments, and it's all about networking at that level. And that's what I think we'll see as well. And I think one of the things I think we'll see with John O'Shea, we'll share in the load now is with Heimer is Heimer's done a great job in the League of Ireland watching those games. But where it comes to it now, these next few weeks, we're going to see Heimer. We're going to see there'll be additional backroom coaching staff and scouts, of course, looking at players and watching them and doing reports on them for Heimer. John O'Shea, again, is that fantastic link there. Glenn Whelan perhaps will be doing that as well. And some of these other Irish coaches involved, because it's all part of their kind of development as coaches, that they're analysing games and watching them. And if they're in the ground working on, and working with young players at different clubs, they obviously do have that little network with Ireland. So I think that'll be useful too.
Yeah, no, it's very good. And of course, any more news on this, we will bring it to you. And don't forget, we will be live on Wednesday. We're going to be live on Wednesday. We want to get your thoughts on this. We'll be on YouTube, Facebook, the 3 Twitter channels. Have your say. Get involved, because we are Irish football's most interactive podcast. Isn't that right, Martin?
Yes, we are.
Before we go, I just want to bring your attention some transfer news. It was confirmed today that there he is, our good friend Conor over at Republic of Ireland Player Tracker. Bosun Lowell is officially a Stoke City player. He signs for Stoke on a 4-year deal, leaving Celtic after tearing up League One on loan at Fleetwood last season. The best thing for Bosun's career was to move on. And he puts a little note in there saying, Stoke City appreciate what you've just signed. He's a special player. And Adamaida, from the same source, he's finally on the verge of signing for Celtic. Deal expected to happen this week after lengthy discussions, and Ida is due to sign a long-term contract, which is fantastic. He did play in a game on the weekend, but they lost 2-0 at Oxford, Norwich City. That's a spoiler for Oibig.
Yeah, it's always a little bit annoying this time of year. Like, I'm not a big fan of the transfer window kind of going into the season. I prefer it not to. But at the same time, it allows players who perhaps they're not stuck then. They know they're not in the plans and they might have been promised in pre-season you're going to be part of the plans, and then you don't start the season. You're not stuck. You can force your way out then. And I think Adam Eder, we knew Norwich, it wasn't brilliant in the background going on there. So yeah, delighted he's finally got his move because he will score goals up in that league.
Bit of a cult hero already.
Yeah, you're very disparaging about Scottish football in the past, I think, on this you've been. But I'm more happy.
What, me?
No, me. But he will score goals up there. I think I said the last time that I would. So anyway,
that is disparaging.
The biggest move, though, like Connor said there, Bosun Lowell. I mean, I've spoken to Marco Toole, who does a lot of the recruitment of Irish eligible players in the past. I know I've spoken about him in the past on the pod. And I said, who's the one coming through? And he said Bosun Lowell. Like, he's going to be incredible. It's good that he's versatile as well. Can play centre back, play centre midfield. So I've been kind of watching him a little bit at Fleetwood. Went back. I was noticing Brendan Rodgers talking about him and what he was doing. We've seen some great clips. Connor shared those on his fantastic page as well. So I'm glad he got the move then.
Just explain though to those that might not be as familiar with Bosun. Like myself, I'll be honest with you. He's more of an offensive midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's exactly what we need. Like, he's a big, powerful kind of boy, and he breaks out really well, is what I've seen of him. And yeah, very, very tidy. I mean, he got promoted from the under-21s quite quickly. It's a problem area for us, this centre midfield. We know that.
Yes.
And you want someone versatile as well. Now, that's a lot of pressure on him. He's a young guy still, but I think getting the move is key. And this is where my point earlier about this network in the background going on. John Walters is at Stoke. Glenn Whelan's very closely linked, obviously, to Stoke. He will have seen it. Stoke needs probably this type of player. They know this is who can kind of come in here and do a job there, and you will get game time. That's what I'm hoping to see. I mean, whether it comes to fruition, obviously, we don't know. But I'm really happy. I think he's going to have more an opportunity there than he would have at Celtic, despite him doing pre-season and going back there from his loan deal. But he's had the rough and tumble now of Fleetwood, where players are playing for mortgages and things like that. Now he's got a 4-year contract, allow him to settle in there, and I think he'll be competing now for that centre midfield role for Ireland. And I think he'll be one of our key players going forward if it all comes to
fantastic. He won't be included in this week's Oibig, but he will be going forward. I'll put him as one of the fringe players because if as you say, he's been fast tracked from the under-21s because it is a problem area, as you rightly say, especially since we're probably going to be playing with 2 centre mids under Heimer as well. Reckoning, rumor has it he's going to favour a 4-4-2 position. Probably play 5 against England in September. But anyway, that's September. But Martin, thank you for that, and thank you guys for watching at home and watching this emergency break glass edition of Lansdowne Roar. Hopefully no other breaking news happens after we wrap up this particular episode. But as I said, we are live on Wednesday. I want to get your opinion. What you think of O'Shea? What you think of the transfers? What are your hopes and fears for the season? Tell me about what you think of England, Lee Carsley getting the job, Roy Keane's comments on that. There's a lot that's been going on the last few days. We want to hear from you. If there's something that you want to ask us, get involved. No problem. We will be on for about 90 minutes. Normally, we tend to be on for about 90 minutes for a live show. And it's mostly dedicated to getting your opinion and talking to the Roar faithful out there. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Martin, actually, no, I've done that. I've thanked you already, Martin. I'm not thanking you again. I was going to say, scan that QR code, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter. And if you want an opinion, head over to lansdownemore.ie. And if you could give the YouTube channel a cheeky subscribe, we'd really, really appreciate that. We are trying to grow that. Anyway, I'm David Dunn. He is Martin Prendergast. We are out of here, and I wish you a very good night. And hopefully you can sleep tonight in this heat, because I think we're going to struggle, Martin, aren't we? Not together. Not there's anything wrong with that, but we're just in two different parts of London. It's very, just digging a bigger hole. So on that bombshell, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much, folks. Have a lovely night, and we'll see you on Wednesday when it's live.